get a better understanding of like kind of like what the fuck are we going through. And I know you're a guy that's aware of the market. That's not only that, you're a well-educated person that checks out what the fuck is going around us. That such as kind of like the Matrix type of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything you kind of say, you're wording, even though you're not actually saying, like, this is like the government, they're trying to hide some shit. Your wording, it's something that I've been aware for this past, like, at least week or two, like, extremely aware. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck we're going through? But it's like something that already had happened in the past that's re-happening again, but it's gonna be worse,
Yep.
right? Or am I wrong?
No, yeah, it's from what it looks like, bro. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yep.
I agree, especially with the way you're updating us that people are just watching, but they're not aware. Like they're aware, they're not taking action. That's another thing, right?
Yeah.
But the people that are just blind, that's what I'm trying to understand. And it's just like I've been doing some of my minor research. Obviously, sometimes we all can get lost, especially knowing what facts we have and what we're listening to, because at the end of the day, it's like, who are you listening to and where you get that information to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's another story, right? But from what I'm aware of, and I've been hearing like Kiyosaki talking about this, Patrick Davis. I think you're familiar with these guys, right? These are big dogs, and
Yep.
they're talking to people that are making huge moves, and not only that, that are aware of where we're heading to.
Yep.
So it's like, what the fuck? What am I missing? What am I not aware, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like everything you're posting is just like things that we are going through, like not going through, that we are seeing right now, but we're not realizing how it's going to affect us as humans that are living in this, city, aka just in the United States, basically in the United States. You know what I mean? Because everybody in their own country, they're facing their own way of what we're going through, but already facing through it. Now it's just like we're about to take a hit, and it's not even there, and it's already affecting us.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of wanted to chat also about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So like,
I-
I know.
I mean, I can kind of break it down for you, bro. As far as that goes, this is kind of where I see everything being at, and people keep talking about like a war, World War III and shit like that. Honestly, bro, we are in war right now. Whenever I mention like the chess moves that people are doing, bro, that's literally them playing war in a whole different fucking level, bro. They're playing war in a fucking like intellectual chess moves type of shit. They're not even fucking like the old school way of doing war in the past, where they would actually go to war and they would send their fucking troops and all that shit.
Right.
That's been long gone. Like these guys are playing in the back end, making moves, to debunker each other, I guess you can say. But ultimately, this is what's happening, dude, which is fucking crazy, bro. There's a couple different people that I kind of listen to. One of them is I posted him a couple times. He mainly does his news in Spanish, but his name is Salomon.
Yeah, let me write it down.
Which I think I sent you a couple videos of his a while back. But
I need to get better in Spanish. That's, if I'm gonna be honest.
No,
That's good.
And that's fine because I'll break it down for you. Essentially, and it's the same thing. I mean, everybody kind of sees it. Like even Robert Kiyosaki. What's happening, bro, is like all the shit. Unfortunately, the government is doing right now. Our government. It's not even their government. It's not anyone else's government but ours. Like they're playing moves and sacrificing their people in as pawns. For them to fucking win or try to continue to have power. But the U.S. is so fucked, like economically wise, and they owe so much money to all the other guys that honestly, I personally don't think there's anything that they can fucking do to really get out of this one. They're trying to. So what they're basically doing right now is they're trying to bankrupt everyone else before they have to get bankrupted. Like they're trying to affect the whole fucking world and have the whole world be like, shit, we need fucking something. Essentially, what they're trying to do, bro, in all honesty, is they're trying to create a war, a physical war. Why? Because the U.S. makes its money when we actually go to war, when a missile is thrown and shit goes down, because we sell all the fucking bullets and all the fucking missiles.
We stop moving. Yeah. We stop
That's how we make our money. So they want everyone else to start suffering. Middle East, Mexico, South America. Europe, all these fucking places. They want Ukraine, Taiwan, all these places to go to war because the U.S. is the biggest supplier of like U.S. military material. But they're not dumb. They're not gonna be the first ones to declare war. They're trying to make everyone else hate us, so at one point someone declares war on us. But the U.S. but the bigger guys, aka Russia, China, have learned that about the U.S. That's when they get cornered. That's what the U.S. does. You know, I don't like to get into conspiracy shit or anything like that. But like for example, the Twin Towers. You know, that's a whole inside job so that the people ask for the government to step in. Like that's what ultimately that's what the U.S. government wants. For its own people to say, hey guys, you guys need to fucking go to war type of shit. And then they can be like, oh, okay, if you say so, we'll go to war, you type of shit, you know? So that's exactly what they want, bro. And they're trying to push everyone else. They're trying to make those guys angry. So one of them is like, all right, fuck you, Manuke you type of shit, you know? And then they can be like, well, you know, this is our response to that shit. Or they're trying to make their own people inside, you know, tell the government, hey, bro, we need to fucking go to war because this shit's getting too tough, you know? But all the moves they're doing is so fucking wrong, bro. Like, you can see like economy wise, we're so fucking fucked right now. Even with like gasoline, bro. There's another one I just recently, because one of the other companies I own is a logistics company, bro. We have trucks. We have fucking 10 trucks and 3 semis. It's a logistics company, so we do imports and exports. So imports and exports of goods. So we move and inventory stuff, and we have semis and that we move here in the States. So we go to Nogales in California, we bring stuff to Arizona. We have a warehouse here, we keep that stuff, and we do the last mile deliveries to local houses. We have storage for furniture stores that store their stuff with us, and whenever they sell it, we're the ones delivering it. So we're like the third party logistics company that does the last mile delivery for them. And diesel, like all of our reserves, the U.S. is no longer producing any type of gas. Which, when Trump was in office, bro, he came in and he said, you know what, fuck everyone that we're buying gas from. We're gonna make our own gas. That's like the whole gas pipeline and all that shit that was going on. He was making it so that we didn't have to depend on no one else. But then Biden came in and said, you know what, shut that shit down. We're gonna continue buying from everyone, you know, and also we're gonna the ones that we did have operating that were under our name, we're gonna sell them back to Mexico, which they sold the refineries back to Mexico, you know. And now we're fucked because now everyone else is selling us the fucking gas that we at one point were producing ourselves as well. And now it's expensive. And now, of course, they're going to keep jacking it up. Why? Because Biden wants to also try to push all the fucking clean energy shit. And it's true. I mean, it is needed, but that's not the way to fucking do it. You know? Why? In the expense of two things. The government's going to make the money because Saudi Arabia pays them to do business with them, you know, and everybody that they're buying oil from, that's how they stay friends with those people. But in reality, who are they truly fucking? They're fucking their own people in the U.S., you know? And I mean, when gas prices go up, especially with diesel, right now, there's a shortage of diesel that we haven't even seen. We're probably like 1 month out before we see diesel. If they don't do nothing, we see diesel go out. And when diesel goes out, bro, there's no more transportation. Transportation is the fucking veins. It's the heart that fucking pumps America, bro. If the trucks stop, shit's gonna get hella fucking crazy, bro. There will be shortage of shit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm realizing too, because, bro, not only do I have people that are truckers right now that have license, they're getting their career, they're trying to even get their own business, bro. But the thing is that they're not gonna wear us information that you're telling me because it makes so much sense. Like, that's why I think, who was it that launched out those electrical semis? Electrical ones? I think it was?
There's 2 of them. There's Nikola and there's Tesla. There's 2 different companies that are making. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But you see what I mean, though? Like, those are things that were just happening a few months ago, and this shit, we're already about to take a hit already.
Yep.
And I don't even think we're prepared for that.
No, we're not, bro.
So, and then the worst part is what's happening with food. We need that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you see what's happening with all those places of farmers that they shut down
yep.
a few months ago?
Yep.
That's another thing that we're going to take a hit too.
Yep.
So it's like, why are people buying land? And because they're trying to create their own food, their own resources to maintain and not rely on expensive ass motherfucking government's prices.
Yep.
Because that's what they're going to fuck us in the ass.
Well, here's the move they want to do, to be honest, bro. With all this shit, the way it's staged, because even now, like I'm seeing the big companies now finally start making their moves. You know, like the big tech companies, all these people firing people, tech companies firing people, and even stores stopping big orders. So what I was talking about, Under Armour and like all the clothing stores, bro, have brought out policies where you can no longer return any items you buy.
Ooh,
So for people that buy on the holidays, they won't be able to fucking go and return their shit after the holidays. Why? Because what do the stores want, bro? They just want people to come in, empty them out, and then they don't want to have any inventory, any of the shit, bro. And here's the crazy thing, like all these people up there, bro, that are like on a higher fucking level, making a lot of money and shit like that, they talk to each other. FedEx, bro, this is fucking UPS, FedEx, and the Mail Post are the biggest transportation companies. FedEx cut its employees or its cargo and its trucks and all that shit. Even cut down one of their major airports for moving stuff to like, I think they went from wherever 100% capacity they were, they shut down over 40% of their operations for the holiday season. Why? Because they see that there's not going to be a need for transportation. Why? Because the stores were not going to be ordering during the holidays. So they say, you know what, we see that coming, we're going to shut it down. They were actually one of the biggest companies to say, hey, we're going to shut down 40% of our operation for this holiday season. Everybody was like, what? That shit makes no sense. It's like, you usually operate at your fullest during the holidays, you know?
right.
And so they shut that down. Why? Because they saw that all these other stores were not going to make the extra orders that they typically do. Because typically what the stores will do is they'll order in bulk, extra shit. So they have inventory for like December and then at least the first 3 months of January, February. But right now, all the stores have only just bought enough for the holiday season. And beyond that, that's it. They're not buying anything else because they want to see what they have. They don't want to be left with the bag, essentially, right? So what do they want, bro? This is the setup. They want people to go out. They want people to go out and buy all the shit during the holiday season because everybody goes on a spending frenzy. Buy everything, bro. Be completely fucking out of funds. And then what are they going to do? They're going to have to depend on who? On the fucking government, bro. Even for food, for all this shit. Nos van a tener bajo los huevos ellos, you know? Like, there won't be nothing that we won't be able to do, bro. Because all these guys everyone's going to have fucking shit on their credit cards. They're going to be fucking so over leveraged and shit that they're going to be like, oh shit, okay, government, you need to do something, bro. Because we're over here not fucking, you know, we don't have money. You know? So, the move that I would say, bro, is honestly, because here's the crazy shit, bro. When that happens, the government is hoping that the U.S. population is gonna be like, okay, government, anything you tell us, we'll fucking do. You know, feed us, you know, give us food, type of shit. But there's the other side that we're not talking about. The whole Republicans and all this, the harder side of Americans that don't want to put up with none of this shit, bro. Like they see all this shit too. And they're fucking fed up with it. This is the whole Democrat side doing their shit on that and in that aspect. You know, that's why people want Trump back. So I personally think this one of two things is gonna happen. If Democrats do stay in office, I think we're eventually gonna get into a war. If Republicans get into office, or even if they don't, I think even here, if there's scarcity of food and people start going fucking crazy and all that shit, bro, we're gonna get to a point where we might even go into a civil war internally.
Such as economic, right?
Yeah, economically wise, because we won't have food and all that shit, and we're gonna try to make our government do something. And since they won't do it, bro, I think most of us are gonna, you know, take it upon ourselves to fucking go and try to dethrone the government because they're trying to basically fuck us over. We're gonna finally wake up and see that they've been the ones fucking us over and say, you know what, you guys need to get out. So that's why the U.S. and here's the basic shit. All this. Russia and China know, which is why they don't give a fuck of what's going on and whatever game the U.S. is trying to play with them, like by stopping their shipments and inventory and all that shit, stopping their business with Russia, stopping their business with China, because they say no matter what you try to do, no matter how much you try to choke us, you're choking yourself, and at one point your own people are gonna fucking rebel against you, and they know it, bro. That's why they don't give a fuck, because they know that the U.S. right now has, at least government-wise, you know, we're the fucking laughingstock of the whole world right now. And unfortunately, the whole world economy relies on the U.S., you know? So what I would say is two things, bro. Honestly, stock up as little as you can. Stock up with, like, food, canned food, seeds, and all that shit, bro. And, you know, if you have leases, I don't know if you're renting or living with somebody, bro. But honestly, I think we're going to witness, possibly, and I hope it doesn't get to that point, but I think we're going to witness, like, a great recession. You know, history.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
History tends to repeat itself, and during the Great Depression, which is back in 1929 or something like that, we witnessed like the bankruptcy of the gold because some stock people were fucking with gold, and eventually, basically, gold became worthless to a certain extent in 1929. And that's why there was a Great Depression. While they got reevaluated again, and at one point, that's another reason why that was also another move, because that's the move that made the U.S. get off of the gold standard. That's why we detach ourselves from the gold standard and became a fiat company, a fiat currency with the dollar. And that's what Robert Kiyosaki talks about, is when we detach ourselves uh, from the gold bracket, essentially, our dollar stopped being backed up by gold. You know, I think the same setup is happening right now, so that the U.S. is trying to devaluate, in my opinion, or it sees that it's going to devalue no matter what the fuck they do. So they're trying to make the moves they're trying to do. What's going to happen to the U.S. dollar is the same thing that happened to Europe during the Great Plague, where the inflation is going to go so high that the value of the dollar is going to be practically worthless. Nobody's going to want to take fucking dollars from us, it's going to be fucking worthless because everything's going to be so expensive. There's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of there's gonna be a lot of millionaires, but in reality, you're gonna have a lot of $1 million and shit, but it's gonna be, the dollar's gonna be worth nothing because it's not backed by anything, and we're about to witness the destruction of the dollar, in my opinion. Which is, if we do that, it's gonna be about 10 years for any new type of currency to be redeveloped and start being used. So I think their plan, because for a while, and this is all just, I'm seeing the moves that they're trying to make and how they're setting it up. I think their plan is also, with them doing even the move they did right now with crypto, because what happened in crypto, bro, with them moving crypto down, the same people that, you gotta think that the U.S. is not dumb, bro. They do have people that work in the back end of things to make shit happen. But like the higher ups, BlackRock and all these guys, bro, during 08, 09, and 09, they were over leveraging house loans to basically invest in the stock market, and they were fucking making a lot of money, and they were over leveraging people's loans, people's money, and all that shit, which is what caused the crash back in 08 during the housing market, right? Which then made the people say, hey, government, you need to do something about this, so you need to regulate the banks, because the banks were not regulated. So now they came in and they regulated the banks, right? Same shit. The same move was kind of played out right now with what happened with cryptocurrency and FTX and doing all that shit. The same guys, the investors that were doing the shit with back then when it was not regulated, they're still around. Nothing really happened to them. They just moved into crypto, bro, and partnered with the CEO of FTX, which included investors from BlackRock, which were the guys that did the same shit in 08. And guess what they just fucking did? They were over leveraging crypto. FTX, what they were, bro, is basically they were a hedge fund. That's why I posted the meme of like the Wolf of Wall Street saying that FTX was like, they were trying to sell FTX. Right? Because that's exactly what they were doing. They were calling all the people that they know that have money and saying, hey, you got to invest in the next best thing. It's crypto, right? You send us your money. We are the hedge fund, and we're going to invest your money in other cryptocurrencies that are going to, that are set to skyrocket. And as they collected all this money, bro, they started over leveraging. So they were basically collecting all this money and saying, hey, I got $1 million, but I'm going to go and buy $5 or $10 million worth of crypto, because even though this guy's giving me $1 million, I'm gonna fucking risk it 10 times over, and that's why FTX now has gone bankrupt, because it wasn't regulated. But why do they do that? Because all the people that were the people investing in FTX and have now lost the money, these are also kind of like your B class rich people, are gonna go to the government and say, hey, you need to do something about fucking crypto. You need to regulate it, And once they do that, and the government's gonna be like, well, if you say so, I need to go and regulate it. Then yes, you know what? By the way, I've been working on this shit called XRP, which is a cryptocurrency that the government agencies, there's certain government agencies, not just the U.S. This is the U.S., South America, and a couple different places, countries that are involved in that currency. So I think we're gonna witness when the U.S. is gonna leave behind the dollar and eventually jump into a cryptocurrency. Why? Because they don't want people.
Like this, like also, well, besides that is tangible, we're going into this economic where it's very electronically. So
Exactly.
how is it going to be legit? How is it going to be like something that can't be printed out again, which we went through, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like.
And really, what they want, bro, is they see the opportunity with crypto, because with crypto everything is tracked, right? So they want to be the Ethereum, they want to be the Bitcoin of the world, because whenever a transaction happens, there's gas fees that are charged. Gas fee is just a fancy word for fucking taxes, bro, and that's what they want to be able to do, right? The reason why they're really why they're getting rid of the dollar is because guess what happens, bro? And this is something that I've been telling to all my people, bro. I love my paisas, bro, but they're so fucking stubborn that this shit is only gonna affect them. Why? Because what the government is really doing, bro, they're tying down on everybody that takes cash. All the fucking businesses that for the longest time have been saying, I only take cash, only cash. All the eloteros, all the fucking other tire places, all these other places that are service-based businesses that only take cash, bro. The government knows how much people are fucking only taking cash, you know, and how much they're missing on that. So guess what happens when they get rid of fucking the value of the dollar and people can no longer take cash? They're gonna force the whole fucking population to have to go into there and have to transact through the Web 3.0. And in this case, if it's XRP, whatever the fuck it's gonna be, it might be a whole different fucking coin, right? But every time you now buy something or charge something, they're gonna get their gas fee or transaction fee with the fucking taxes. That's all it is, bro. You know, and it's fucking sad because our people don't see that, and our people are so necios and the fact that they want cash, you know, and when we get to that point, those guys are not gonna be able to do nothing because they're gonna have a whole bunch of fucking money under their mattress that won't be worth shit, you know.
So basically, from what you're telling me on that part, that people that are taking, basically, obviously not only cash, but under the table are going to go through the worst because not only going to be hard to be able to believe what's going to be adapted, but also because the fact that, it's something that they're just so egoistic and self in the past that cash was just something that speaks more than this currency, because this currency is like a scam for them, right? Yep. So it's really hard for them to even open up to that point. And I get it, bro, because at the end of the day, it's just control. Yeah. That's what it is. The government just wants more control and more control, because I do believe that we are living in a matrix. We are in a weird black hole that we happen to exist. It's called Earth, right? Yep. That's what I've been noticing too, trying to connect into what the fuck are we type of shit, because there's other things that not only what we're going through as the economy, but shit, it's just it's so hard to believe. You hear more of it, it just makes you curious. So when you're curious, you start doing these little research, and when you start doing a little research, you start connecting the dots. Yep. That's when, yeah. We're in some crazy times, bro. So there's something also called there's a social awakening happening. And what I mean by that is people are actually waking up. I think people are finally waking up, like you say, from the Matrix, right? They're realizing that this shit's all fucking rigged type of shit, and that they're living in a game, but also I think because of social media as well, I think we're becoming more aware, we're becoming more self-aware as well of ourselves. I think a lot of us are starting to do more meditation, and we're starting to actually see the benefits of doing meditation, of looking within, and understanding the law of vibration, and understanding how, how manifestation happens and all these things, bro. We're all becoming a collective consciousness, and we are all becoming more conscious of what we are currently doing. And guess what? As that happens, bro, the struggle for power is only gonna get even bigger, because the higher ups see it. They say, hey, these guys are waking up. We gotta do something huge to make them be scared again and reliant on us to put them back to sleep. Exactly. We can't let them wake up. That's crazy. It's exactly what it is, bro. But it's a crazy fucking time for sure, bro. It's gonna get very interesting, bro. Here's the thing, and this is kind of what I'm personally doing, to kind of hedge against all this stuff. And you gotta keep in mind, bro. So what I just told you about the dollar, right? With if that's the move they're doing, then it makes sense, because even the people that have money saved up and they say, hey, whatever, I have fucking 50 or 100K ready to deploy. Once all this shit hits the ground, I'm gonna use that money to go buy fucking houses left and right, right? They're betting. The thing is that once something happens once, if it does happen again, they're not gonna fucking give you the same fucking rules as the past.
So everybody's betting on like, oh, exactly what happened in 2008 is what's gonna happen again right now. And if I have cash saved up, I'm gonna go out and fucking buy a whole bunch of houses, and I'm gonna be set for the rest of the fucking, when the economy starts getting fixed again, right? But if the U.S. government knows what happened in '08, they're gonna change the rules with this shit happening the way right here. So everybody that's betting on being able to go buy houses with their savings account and with the cash they have, that move has been taken away by the government. Why? Because if the dollar becomes invaluable, what the fuck are people gonna be able to buy if the dollar's not worth shit? That's why. That's why, bro. The hedge funds, all these fucking huge ass fucking companies that were in the stock market before this shit started happening, 1 or 2, 3, the last 5 years have been buying real estate at top dollar. They didn't give a fuck that all the wholesalers were selling them to them at high prices, bro. The reason why they were buying all this fucking shit is because they were digging their money. Why? Because they wanted to own properties and also, of course, flip and evaluate, own assets. Because once this shit hits the fan and it does hit rock bottom and all that shit, it doesn't matter what fucking currency we turn into. They own the assets. You have to live somewhere, and you're gonna fucking have to find whatever coin if they tell you gotta pay in corn, you're gonna fucking go and pay with corn. They tell you gotta pay in fucking whatever currency you're gonna have to pay in, you're gonna have to fucking go and pay with it. So that's the smart people dig their money, but unfortunately that game has already fucking ended. That's why the hedge funds were buying left and right, bro. They know what the fuck they were doing. They were digging the money. It would have been smarter for them to be like, if they were playing the same way that we are playing, right, and saving it, they would have just continued investing in the stock market and making their money double and just keeping the money and say, okay, when this shit drops, we're gonna go and buy a whole bunch of houses then. Nah, bro. That's the reason why they were buying. People have to wonder, like, why were these guys fucking buying at top dollar? What's the fucking game? That's the fucking game. They were warned by the higher ups or all these fucking people that are up there talking and fucking strategizing of what's gonna happen. So I say, let's dig the money. They're smart. Now, just also even notice, like Arizona, for example. I also started seeing this because for a while, from like 2015 to like 2018, even 19, there was a whole bunch of new communities, new builds were going up. Left and right, bro, everywhere. Everywhere in Arizona, there was fucking new builds going up, right? Yeah. But after 2020 to right now, the only shit you stopped seeing communities going up. Very few were still going up. But what you started seeing a lot more was multifamily going up. Why? Yeah. Fucking multifamily all over the fucking place. And even right now, you go downtown, bro, shit ton of new multifamily being built. Why? Because the same shit. Why? Because they know that as this shit was happening, especially during COVID, when everybody got all the fucking loan, it wasn't even loan forgiveness, but they got their loan payment stopped for fucking 12 months or 14 months. They weren't paying their mortgage because they were promised that they were going to get their mortgage pushed to the back end of the loan, right? What did the hedge fund say? Oh, it's the way it is. They're about to fucking get fucked, because they won't be able to pay up, right? So what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to declare bankruptcy, and what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to fucking go rent. So guess what? And instead of also continuing to dig my money in regular housing, I'm gonna go and fucking invest in in multifamily, even if if I'm on the top of the market. I want to build new fucking multifamily because when this shit hits the fan and people can't buy their fucking pay their houses and they have to declare bankruptcy, they're gonna be forced to go rent. They won't be able to go and buy another house if they declare bankruptcy 100%. For at least 3 to 5 years, So what are they gonna do? They're gonna have to go rent. All right, so let's fucking go build a whole bunch of multifamily, bro, because everybody's gonna need multifamily. They're creating the supply for the shit that's about to have a shit ton of demand, And right now they are kind of a little scared because even now, like, people are waking up. This is what I mean by people waking up too, because even the rentals right now, with all the houses that are up for sale and all the shit that's happening, all the flippers that are stuck with the bag right now and have their houses up for sale and all that shit. And people that are supposed to be renewing their leases are right now no longer renewing their leases, and most people, like your average Joe now, like your lower income people, are stopping their leases and they're moving back in with their parents. 100%. Because it's getting too expensive. So even like right now, even those guys that were investing in multifamily are like, okay, ¿qué pasó? What's going on? What's going on?
Why are you're saying? It just makes so much sense. But also not only of what's going on in the market, but I do believe I did get a blessing of where I am at right now, bro. Because if I would have gotten, like, let's just say deals started coming in as much as oh shit, getting money, I wouldn't have the audacity to be able to actually maintain that and actually understand what I put my actual money into. I'll just get so over excited and knowing that I'll be spending it, bro. And that's what I've noticed, bro. Like, this is where I started getting connected to God. Whether you believe it or not, I do believe you believe in God, right?
Hell yeah, bro. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is where I started connecting to God because it's like, what the fuck? Like, what am I missing? I get it. There's things where I sleep in and I don't wake up on time. Those other details that do make differences. Why every day makes a difference.
Yep.
But not only that, man, it's just like he humbled me so much of knowing that it's something greater that is coming, that I am being blessed to be aware, but also being part of taking action, because it's gonna not only, I've noticed, bro, it's not only gonna affect me and the people around me, but also my family in the future. You know what I mean? And this is, yeah, exactly, bro. And then this is where I'm like, damn, bro, like, I get it. That this is where I write like little minor details just to keep myself more accountable and more grateful, because I'm like, damn, dude, if I would have like not noticed that I was planning on not living with my parents anymore after like towards the end of the year. That was a goal. But imagine if I wouldn't, bro. Imagine.
Yep.
Like, I would have like been trying to look forward on having hedge funds paid, and then they're not looking more to buy, and then people stop buying, so they're freezing, and then I'm like, oh shit, how am I gonna pay this? How am I gonna pay that? Now I have to downgrade and work my way back to what you just said. People moving back to the parents, aka their family.
Yep.
Like, they're looking for handouts, and I'm like, damn. As much as I would have been like, oh, getting deals looking all good on social media, the life hit, and this is the things that. Not only am I only great, like, it would have been great to be aware that I did get hit and I'm aware to take action. But I'm like, it humbled me down because it's like, you're not even aware of what the fuck is going on. Like, do more research. And this is where, bro, AB, I don't need to share this with you, but because I feel like I'm so connected with you and we're going to connect ever since now, especially now, that I had left my girl, bro, that I've only been with officially two months. But we've known each other for 2 years, and I've known her family for like who knows how long, right? Very long. And the part about that is that I had to make the decision that I was gonna have to let her go. Why? Because she didn't keep me inspired. She didn't participate in me like the hungerness of me trying to be successful, because I know what the fuck is happening. I just don't have the exact answers and clues. But I need to fucking find out because it's gonna get worse. And that's what I was telling her, you know what I mean? And that's always, bro, I would always benefit her. She has a kid too. It's very hard for me to take her as is, right? But she has a kid of her own that she had with some other dude, a bad relationship. Long story short, I had so much to learn, which I'm grateful to be part of, but it's just that I'm not able to force somebody to understand where I'm coming from. We either get it or don't. Because at the end of the day, it's just going to be you, AB, by yourself. It's just going to be me by the end of my day, myself. So how can I benefit the people that actually took the chance to suffer with me and make them, be aware that I can not only benefit them in the future, but now, you know what I mean? And she wasn't like fully getting that. Like, she was trying to make more time with each other. You see what I mean, AB?
Yeah.
Like, what girls want. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's so easy to say, that's not my kid. But it's not my kid. So you need to stop acting like I'm the father. Long story short, you know what I mean? Like, I had to make that decision. It was really tough for me to let go. But it's just like, it's going to get tough, but it's going to get better. You know what I mean? I want to go ahead and look at you in the afterlife and say, wow, I'm glad that I'm so much, I had to make that tough decision, because when you make tough decisions, there's a beauty become that after that. And I want to go ahead and say, you know what, there's an opportunity for me to bless you and your family. I'll do so, but it's not because I'm trying to be together. It's because I care so much about other people that come in my life, that come out of it. You know what I mean? That no longer stay. Because, bro, we're all connected, which I know we are. We're like tree roots. We have those veins. That's why we're human. We are growing in this earth. That's crazy, but we happen to exist, like you said, in the perfect time of our age to be aware and to take action. But to not only that we know that we can grow on our own. We grow by people like yourself and like myself, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's exactly what's happening. Here's the crazy shit. It's funny you mentioned that, bro, because right now, even that is a thing. Like, there is so many divorces happening right now, bro, that you have no fucking idea. Like, I feel like our souls, there's some of us that our souls are like being called to, bring this message and shit, like this awakening. So some of us are being called to like the line of duty type of shit in a soul level, And you know exactly what you're saying, bro. It's something that I think a lot of us are going through it, where we look at our partners, we look at our spouses, and all that stuff, bro. And we're like, hey, dude, you know, you need to fucking like open your eyes, you know. But something I've learned, bro, and it's gonna this is a little bit of a hard pill to swallow, bro. Is that you can take the horse to the water, bro, but we can't force them to drink, no matter how much we fucking love them, bro. And you know, and with my even with like my direct family, bro. I mean, the business that I'm talking about, the logistics company, you know, I love them, bro. They're great people and all that stuff, bro. But I can fucking say everything I say on social media, bro. But I cannot have that conversation with them, and it's fucking sad, bro. It's so fucking sad because I'm like, dude, you guys are in a position of being business owners as well. You know, we scale that business. Like I told them a while back, like I fucking told them since December of last year, like, hey, you guys should really look into selling that business because if this shit goes the way it goes, you guys are gonna fucking be in a shit of trouble. Or just be careful, be smart about it, you know, and I can and I can't control nobody, you know, but I see them spending money and all stuff, living like nothing's happening, and I'm like, hey, there's something big happening, it's gonna come, you know, and the closest person I can have those conversations with, but she's not in control of what, you know, how they handle their money and all that stuff, is my mom. I'm like, hey, mom, esto va a pasar, you know, and she's like, and she's very, she's Mormon, or she comes from a Mormon family. She's Catholic now, but she was like, you know, this is written in the Bible and all those things. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, honestly, as far as that goes, I can relate to you, bro. Being in this industry and being around people, you know, like you, like Edwin, like everybody that's leaders and truly givers in the real estate investing world, bro. I feel like everyone has a understanding of like God, and or at one point becomes awakened and becomes more spiritual and gets more connected with God, bro. Because we start seeing, you know, different perspectives that our family sees, bro, and it's so fucking weird because we almost become los raritos de la familia, you know. We start thinking differently, and we start prioritizing our energy, prioritizing the way we feel, bro. That when we go to parties and they're having gossip talks and all this shit, bro, like, I mean, me personally, I don't get around that anymore, bro. And sometimes they're like, hey, la misma mamón, yo no quiero hablar con nosotros, aquello. No, it's not that, bro. I just don't want to be around fucking negative energy, bro, because I know what the fuck that does, and I'm trying to protect my fucking energy, you know. I really value having a pure energy and having a good fucking energy all the time. That I don't want to come to a party on a fucking weekend and you guys are gossiping about everybody, talking about your own kids, talking about your fucking cousins, your families, all this shit, and talking shit about them all the fucking time, bro. That's fucking negative energy, bro, and I don't want to be around it. So I'll come, I'll hang around, I'll bring my kids to play with your kids and stuff like that. But I'm probably not gonna sit down and have a conversation with you because all you fucking talk about is talk shit, you know?
Not like-minded people.
Exactly, bro. You know?
That's what it is, and I've noticed that, bro. That's why I'm like, yeah, it's cool to have a mentality to go ahead and have a party like with friends that randomly invite you. Hey, I want for you to show up, bro. Especially my position, I need to get the fuck out of here. But it's actually learning how to get out of your mind and still be where you're currently at, because these walls are here because we are in there, but we actually are. We can actually have the manipulative mind to be able to get out of these walls and see through them. So it's like our minds are connected with our eyes, and we don't can see so much, because at the end of the day, what's after that wall? It's actually open air, but it's just because we see this wall right here, we see that we are in this wall that's stopping us from getting out of it, right? And I've noticed that, bro. Like, I have been meditating, I have been trying to avoid so much of smoking. There's days where now that there's a reason why that I don't fully smoke that I like how I used to. It's just crazy. But look, I really like this because it gets me to know that I'm not doing anything wrong. As long as I stay consistent, I do what I need to do. I think everything will happen in its time, and I'm willing to wait a little longer, whether it's going to be a few years or let's say a few months or a few days. Like, that's the thing about it right now. Like, I've noticed that it's going to be worth going through the pain, because the outcome is just going to be, you know, priceless. Yeah, for sure.
I will tell you this, bro. The truth lies in the pain. As crazy as that sounds, because through pain we get so much fucking knowledge, bro, that, you know, you get to a point where you stop being okay with going through pain, because you know that this is a message that you're meant to receive. There's a good book, bro. When you get a chance, I don't know if you ever read it, but it's really good. It's called The Alchemist.
How do you spell that?
I'll text it to you. It's The Alchemist. It's a fucking really good book, bro. It talks about, like, so there's something called infinite intelligence, but they also talk about it's called the language of the world, right? And as what you're becoming essentially is, it's called an alchemist. And what an alchemist is, bro, is somebody that starts becoming so awoken that you start understanding the messages that the world gives you. You know, you start learning from nature itself. You start learning from situations themselves. You start learning from, you know, people around you. Like, it's so much, bro, that you get to a point where you're enlightened, right? And as you become more enlightened, you start learning even more. You start focusing on always having that vibration and always being in that state of mind of being enlightened, because you're always looking and seeking more self-awareness and more of that type of energy, bro. And so that's something like I've recently tapped into that, bro. And you know, my business partner, the one that I'm with now, because I stopped being in business with Ray. It's just at one point we got we got to a point where I saw what was coming. You know, I saw what was coming. I said, hey, bro, you know, we need to pivot. And he was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna fucking go all in type of shit. And I was like, all right, bro, if that's the case, you know, I'm stepping out, because I'm not gonna go down this hole myself, you know. And we started having differences in that aspect. It wasn't bad. We're still friends, you know. We're still cool. We just didn't want to, you know, drag each other in places that we didn't want to drag each other to. And so I said, you know what? For me, I wanted to. The whole plan for me of getting real estate was to get in, understand it, learn it, know all the ins and outs of it, you know. Right. So that when this shit hit the bottom, I could fucking go and take over, right? So. I understand the patience game. I understand how to play chess like all these motherfuckers on the top do, right? And I understand the game. There's a reason why the hedge funds are not buying no more, and that's the reason why I also kind of got out as well, because I understand what they're fucking playing, right? And so and it's funny because my passion is what the next thing that's coming. My passion is robotics. My passion is fucking artificial intelligence, software, automation, all that shit, bro. I personally see as this economy drops, bro, and businesses start going out of business, all this shit, the ones that stay alive, or the big corporations that need to survive, they're gonna say, hey, you know, I need to fucking be more productive and produce more. And how can I do that? Well, they're gonna look into robotics, they're gonna look into AI, they're gonna look into software, all this shit, bro. And I wanted.
We're just not aware.
Yep, I was like, what? And I wanted to have my company be able to provide that to those companies, right? Why? Because as I start building a name in that aspect, that company starts building a name for itself. There, as this economy drops, whenever the new economy starts being built, once this shit hits rock bottom and there's a new economy being built, the next economy is going to be built, in my opinion, in a different currency. So it might be XRP, whatever currency is going to be, but it's going to be connected to crypto or Web 3.0. It's going to be built in that industry, in that software, or in that framework, right? And the next economy that's built, the next businesses that are built after this market drop are going to be built heavily on AI, on fucking robotics, on automation, on all this fucking high tech type of shit. That's the next generation of businesses that are gonna be born after this whole thing burns down and it starts being reborn, right? So I've
noticed. Go ahead.
I'm investing in that type of stuff, like selling robots to warehouses and automation to businesses, all these things, you know, and gracias a Dios, because I understand the whole law of manifestation, all those things, and se da por la manera que se da, bro. You know, recently we became partnered with this company I would have never fucking thought of partnering with an AI company, bro, and now I'm working with them, bro, and they just went public 3 months ago. It's an artificial intelligence company, bro. Their fucking stock is at 66 cents right now. That shit, I know when we, it might not be now, it may not be next year, but I think in the next 3 years, that stock is gonna go from 66 cents to at least $60 to $80, because the AI they have, bro, is on a whole fucking different type of level, and we got a chance to partner with them. Exactly, which is funny because they've actually partnered with us so that we can expose them. So they wanted us to automate and systemize their marketing channels, so that we can bring the knowledge of the AI into the people's eyes, so they can see that this shit exists. Why? Because since they're new to the stock market, they want people to know about it, and they want people to invest into it. So they're betting on increasing their stock value by giving more awareness to people about that AI. You know, but yeah, bro, it's some crazy shit. So for me, that's what I'm specializing in. That's always been my passion is the robots, the AI, all that shit. Why? I want to make more money now in that aspect, with those businesses. And as those scale, and as this shit goes to wherever it goes, however long it takes to get to the bottom, it might be 1 year, you know, it might be 2 or 3 years before we see the bottom. and then hopefully by then I've made enough money by doing all this stuff, and once it starts picking back up, I'll go in and start buying houses. I won't have to fucking go to a bank and be under their asses with interest. Hopefully by then I can start buying them actual cash.
Yeah, so you'll be the official cash buyer.
Exactly.
I love that, because right now, as much as we are calling agents, I don't know if you know, we're doing agents because they're helping us help us in a more situation, because sellers are stubborn, right?
Yeah.
They will only want to give out so much information because they know we'll redirect it back, and they think the property is perfectly worth every dollar. Especially right now with the market that we're going down, they think it's going to go up. Right? It's going to go back up. Fuck that. So, you know what I mean? Like, now that we have agents that we can build a relationship with, now is something that we are looking forward in the future. Not the now sale, more of the relationship, building the foundation, that we have a group of people that will referrals, such as pocket listings, and they're giving us, bro, these deals that we can take a look at, and if it fits our criteria, we'll proceed. And if not, hey, we at least build a relationship and we didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what we're looking at that. And we're still doing, like, direct to seller, but we're just finding different strategies that what works and what doesn't, so we can filterize it and make sure that by the time coming next year, we're expecting to work on our negotiation skills, our communication skills, our everything that works with real estate, so that we can build a foundation that's solid, that people wouldn't want to work with us, even though we're going to lose value of properties so much. They're gonna go as where they were to us in 8, bro. I see that. You know what I mean? They're gonna go stupid low, like ridiculous, and I do see that, and I'm like, I only could take action to be a part of it, than to just sit around and say I went to a 9 to 5 with a double job and I see that this is gonna go. If I wasn't part of it, like, I didn't put my spoon in the fucking bowl, right?
Yeah, bro. And the crazy shit is that, so data wise, because my bots pull data and they give me information on, like, where the market is at, bro. As of last week, there was over 77,000 homes that were on the notice of default. So homes that are about to get foreclosed on, bro. That's 70, and that's just in Phoenix itself, bro. That's just in the 602 zip code type shit. 77,000, bro.
1 week.
That's 1 week ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Catch up to speed right now. I bet you can get another one, bro.
So as far as what I was talking about, like the way shit's now, the way people were investing, housing and then stock market and then crypto and then NFTs, and now being reversed, NFTs, crypto now losing its value and shit. People are becoming like your average person now is becoming aware of this, so they're gonna start pulling their money. They already are pulling their money out of the stock market, right? Because this shit's fucking continuing to dip, and we are in a recession. It's already been 2 consecutive quarters that the stock market's been dropping since fucking December of last year. Just people weren't talking about it, right? But your average Joe is now actually officially taking their money out of the stock market, and the next shit that's about to start getting hurt is going to be the houses. That's where that 77,000 homes by the week, I'm pretty sure is increased. Last time I checked it, it's almost increasing like by 10,000 homes every single week. So during the holidays, people are probably going to continue paying and all that shit, right? Or they may not, but we're not going to see the actual like bankruptcy type shit until January or February. That's when we're going to see everybody that's spent out, that can't fucking afford to make a payment on their house, officially to say, you know what, all right, just take the house. I'm fucking done. January, February, March, that's when the houses are truly going to fucking drop. I mean, right now there's so many for sale, right? Why are they for sale? Like, you got to really think about, like, why is so many houses for sale right now, right? There's different type of people selling. You got people that say, well, we're at the top of the market, so fuck it, I'm gonna list it. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No pedo, You got those people, which probably make up about 20% of the people that have listed their house. The other 50% of the people that have listed their house, bro, is because they need to. Why? Because they're part of the 77,000 homes that have been served that notice of default, and they're about to get foreclosed on. So they're like, shit, we need to sell before we go under. And if this shit don't sell in January, February, once they actually say, hey, you're gonna get pre-foreclosed on, and then foreclosure and all that shit after the end of quarter 1, and the homes are not selling still, that's when those people are gonna be like, all right, just take the house, and that's
no choice.
No choice. Ya no
They're gonna
tienen
give it away for
dinero.
free.
Exactly.
Wow, dude.
So.
Yeah, man. It's crazy because it just makes so much sense of also what you're doing with the girls that you're out there performing, business wise. It makes so much sense of why you guys are trying to wake up the Mexicans. Why you guys are going to the robotics? Why you guys doing the automation? Like I'm looking. I'm not digging, but I'm being aware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like. Wow, it just everything connects. It really makes so much sense, especially how you're breaking it down. There's just no point to not take action, but to also, do your best to invest more in yourself because the only way you're gonna explain what everything is happening is by you bringing the results. Because you notice that your words don't even make any difference to these people. They're stubborn. Yeah. They're old school. They're not open as how we are to reflect and say, you know what, you have a point. You know what, AB, I don't get where you're coming from. Can you explain to that? Stubborn people, bro. And you know what I mean? Those people are gonna fucking, float. You know what I mean? They're gonna float from barely being able to stay afloat. And once that shit drops, they're gonna be drowning, bro. They're gonna be drowning. You know what I mean? And that's what I've noticed, bro. I don't need to share too much of my information on my end as my family, but let me give you an example. Do you know this company called Suntae Concrete?
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Okay, I used to work with them.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like maybe two years ago or whatever. But my sister's husband was a labor there, a foreman. Sorry, I was labor. Sorry.
Yeah.
Labor are the starters, right? Foreman was in charge of people. Now I don't know what he's above, but he's above that. And he's telling me, bro, he's like, we have to embrace the people. This was a few months ago, and I'll give you an update on that too. And I'm not here to take too much of your time, AB. By the way, I appreciate it. But,
I like this conversation, bro.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it because I don't have people that talk to me like that, and I need more people surrounded like yourself. But what I'm trying to get to is that he was telling me how they're going to lay off people. This is when the recession was going to start, when we haven't officially been aware, like, oh shit, are we really going to? Not sure. This was a few months ago, right? Where we need to make sure the people that are half-assing their job, they're getting kicked the fuck out. If not, step up your shit. The people that are fucking, taking responsibility, okay, you need to make sure you're staying accountability of your own self and keep yourself at this position. If not, work above. But if you go down any lower, you're being cut off. You just can't be participating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where what happened to the layoffs. That's part of the layoffs.
Yeah.
And now he's telling me too. This was like less than a month ago because my mom went to Mexico, and now she's back. So this was a month ago. Before she had left, we went to Olive Garden, and I was driving, and he was sitting in the passenger. He was telling me like, right now, he's like, I'm on still water. I'm not above water. I'm not underwater. I'm right on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I fuck up, I'm fucked. Like, and there's even more information that I know on his back end that is just gonna suck if things fuck up. He does not only have my nieces and nephews depending on his ass, but you see what I mean? Like, it's also the other people that are in his surroundings that who knows that they're gonna be also affected. That might affect his way of moves and his way of being in the job. Next, he starts taking drugs because he can't handle the pressure. Next thing you know, what? He's laid off. Yep. Shit like that happens, bro, all the time. And I've already seen people go through like that. I see people already in my family in the past that are right now, they're fucking druggies. They're in the streets, bro. And I'm like, damn, it doesn't help me to go ahead and try to tell them that it's going to get better. I need to go ahead and show them that I'm going to get better for them to be proven that things can get better. Yep. You know what I mean? I'm at that point where I can't explain myself no more. You're either going to get it or you're going to try to get it or you're not going to get it at all. Yeah. You know what I mean? But some people can't even admit that, and that's the issue. Admitting that. So what you just said before too, AB, you mentioned that we're coming to an awareness as an economy that people are speaking up now. It's as part of the internet, and that's where everything that I'm listening to is people that are doing it, big things. They're trying to wake up people like ourselves. Not ourselves. People that are not aware. Sorry about that. Lower than us. That are not like-minded people. That they're just trying to turn on the light bulb, right? That's why it makes so much sense of why they make their decisions the way they are, to become independently invested in yourself instead of just being so invested into the people around you. Because in order for you to become the person that they can fully believe, you need to be the example yourself.
Exactly.
And bring in the results.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm like, I'm gonna have to go ahead and suffer some more. I might be the first millionaire in the family, but I'm the youngest, and I'm willing to go all in because I see the outcome.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not about the money; it's the freedom, and you know that, AB.
Yeah.
It's the freedom that comes with it. Because then, when you're free, you get to do whatever you want at your own time with this your wife, your family, with this yourself. That's the choice that you have after. But right now, since we officially don't, all we have as our choice is our freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Until that gets canceled out,
yeah.
right? Until that fucking does, and that's just coming.
It
I
is.
don't know when, but let's take fucking advantage. You know what I mean? Because we're not people that are just talking about it. We're also taking action. So, you know what I mean? That's what you're also posting content. That's what I'm also trying to do. Videos of myself working out because I'm trying to do what the 1% is doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. But what I want to do the most, AB, is to potentially somehow add value to you. I don't really care about the money. I really don't. It's like I said, it's a relationship. I already talked to a couple people that are, willing to go open up. And, like for me, I'm trying to go back into personal change just for the side hustle. Like if you ever come across anybody, AB, for sure, that they're trying to be in a position right now that, you can like say, you know what, this guy needs some, not mental toughness, physical help or whatever, bro, like send them my way. I'll be more than happy to help them out. It's not about the money, but it's like we help each other out. They can help me as much as I can help them. Bro, we're just trying to grow and hit our goals. Like we all got goals.
Yeah,
like,
for sure, bro.
Do.
Here's the thing with all of that, bro. I think right now, like you're saying, with the self-awareness, that's the biggest thing, bro, that is needed for anything to scale. And I've seen it, like even with my previous business partner, and he's a great guy, bro. But if you're not good internally, because you can have top key players and all that stuff with you, but if you're not in tune with yourself, and you're all over the place and you can't get organized, there's a reason why, and having that self-awareness helps you kind of calm down and be able to focus 100%. And I noticed that, bro. I noticed that, yes, we were making money, bro, but it got to a point where I was no longer having fun myself. And I'm jumping back into what I'm doing now, like it's my thing, it's my calling, I guess you can say. But something I noticed too, bro, by like being around, another reason why me and her partner up as business partners is because she did the soul work side of things. So she helped me a lot with like understanding like my self-awareness and understanding my energies and how my energy flows and all that shit. Why? Because it's so important to work in yourself first before you can work on any type of business second.
100%.
Like I posted a while back, I can fucking create the ultimate fucking tools for your business, give you all the fucking machines that you need to run your business, and I can give them to you. But if your internal systems, you internally are not okay, you're not gonna fucking be able to run those tools. You're not gonna be able to run that machine. You're gonna crash. You're gonna burn out. One of the two things are gonna happen. You're gonna be all over the place. Something like that. You won't be able to be organized. Why? You're gonna blame the system when in reality, guess who it is? It's you. It's your internal system. It's your OS. It's your operating system that's not fucking working to use the tools.
100%.
So
100%.
what we're doing, bro, is essentially how we've broken it down for our businesses. The higher businesses, like the one we just partnered with, that come to us and say, hey, you know what? I recognize you. I see you. You guys are fucking knowledgeable. Take over. Just fucking, send me the bill type of shit. All right, cool. We'll work with you, And there's other ones that we come to them, they're like, all right, you guys sound good. I like the idea, but I don't know if I want to fucking delegate and let other people run my business, Those people, I'm like, okay, I know who you are. You need some fucking deep type of work type of shit. You need some soul work type of stuff. For those people, go to my mastermind or go to talk to Ruby. So I call Ruby she's an e-commerce person. She understands marketing on a whole level, bro. Business wise, she's a fucking genius, bro. But when it comes to also soul search and also understanding your energies, understanding your why, understanding why some people have more energy than others, and all these things, bro, that are very important that we sometimes don't even look at or see, right? Why are we affected by other people? Why are we affected by when certain people is around us, we feel a certain way? All these things, they're all part of our internal system, and she understands it very well. And so that's what she kind of, whenever I've met someone that I'm like, hey bro, where you at? And I understand, okay, they have a good mindset, but their energy is not there. Okay, cool. You need some soul work. Go work on one on one with Ruby, and
Yeah.
she's gonna fit you up with your soul. You know, understand your true why. Because too many of us are chasing the money, bro, and we don't even understand why. Like, why are we doing this? Sometimes, you know what it fucking ends up being? The why is a trauma. Is a trauma that maybe our parents never said congratulations, never said I'm proud of you. You know, they never said, you know, I fucking love you. And that. So what are we
Minor
trying to do?
detail, minor detail.
The minor
Yeah.
details, but we unconsciously go and fucking become workaholics. You know, because we're trying to prove. We got so caught up in the trying to prove someone or trying to prove our parents, you know, that we are fucking worth it type of thing. You know, there's childhood traumas that we sometimes even forget about, bro. You know, but
100%.
they're the ones that actually those are the things that program us, that make us run and operate the way we operate right now, and we not even. That's where the whole self awareness comes. We're not aware of that, right? And so we don't even work on that. We don't even reprogram ourselves in that aspect, or learn to truly let go of those energies that are blocking your chakras, blocking your energies from flowing. You know, like all these things, bro. It's so fucking essential to have a good flow of energy. It's essential to meditate. Why? Because as you let energy flow, if money follows energy, why would you not protect your energy, especially your internal energy? And why would you not want to
Money is
understand it,
energy,
bro?
bro. That's
It is
crazy.
exactly.
It's crazy because, bro, like, as much as it's easy to laugh, it's just so sad. And that's not the way to look at it. I get it, bro. As being a human, you should look at everything positively. Whether if it's something bad, there's something good after, especially in death, which is so hard to believe. But there's something about beautiful after death that it creates something of a new beginning, right?
Exactly.
And yeah, it was so hard for me to understand that, but it takes me realization about the type of person you start becoming after you start realizing when the person's no longer there. You know, I mean, you have no choice but to go through what you're going through because at the end of the day, that person no longer exists, but the memory and the spirituality that they have left here in this earth at that moment, right? And I'm just like, it's so crazy because I've noticed that even though I'm the youngest, even though I'm in this position where I'm in the worst, where I never ever thought of that, I've never even seen anyone in my family as far as being aware of being in that position and being like, what the fuck? Like, I could have avoided this a long time ago by eliminating those small details. But I've always been, like you just said, childhood trauma, bro. Like, I've always been doubted, like, such as, like, I knew there's some truth that right now to this day, AB, to this day, the truth has not even been spoken because of how the past it was trying to be a cover up, aka such as like the government's trying to do to us. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
And that shit still hurts. You know what I mean? Because why is it still a cover up? Isn't it times like this where you start building a better family because you start having conversations deep and so emotionally attached from the past that are now being into the present to reveal for a better future? Like, isn't that what we all want, or is that not? Because I don't think we're on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like at the end of the day, you love your family more than anything, but you just can't go ahead and have those conversations because they can't understand. And for me, because I'm the youngest, I can get everyone's attention. There's gonna be one day where I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I have nothing to lose. I have so much to prove, but to go ahead and also make everyone else understand that I'm not just here to exist in their life and trying to be everything that they kind of thought of me. It's more of like I'm gonna go ahead and do my due diligence. What God gave me the gift to be able to go ahead and bless you guys in the weirdest way that I never thought I ever would. But once I get to that point, it's kind of like, all right, Jay, you can go on. Like, and like that's just gonna be me. Like, I don't want to have kids, AB. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to be married, especially right now. Like, I don't want kids out of myself existing in this crazy ass, shitty ass world. Because I think what we're going through is gonna be the last of it. If I'm gonna be honest,
Yep.
like it's gonna be the last of it until what happens. And if you notice, we're no longer gonna exist because we're already gonna hit to the point where we're gonna fuck each other up, or if not, we're gonna go so fast we're gonna burn and die.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like type of situation, and that's okay because I think humanity is meant to exist in a certain way, like that way, and we actually had a chance to experience. That's the best part of it because once we do our best, we go what to the afterlife. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We do go heaven, aka whatever that people are calling the best part of life is when when you go after. You know what I mean? And when you do your best and you die, you die doing what you love, I believe that's the afterlife that you do receive that becomes the greatest, that's called heaven, right? And I'm not a person that grew up so much of God. I wish I actually got connected with him, but I think the reason why I got connected now, it was just a matter of time because I was also so kind of lost, you know what I mean? Like, not finding my connecting myself with why I am the way I am, how I am. And not also why God is always there, but I didn't realize he was always there. Like God is telling me right now, like, hey, your phone is about to die. Maybe you should get off the phone and just leave it at charge and leave it alone. Stop being on it so much, type of thing. You know what I mean? Like maybe you got the small details, bro. But it's like it's just like that. It's how you look at it. It's how you think, right? And that's what it is, man. Like no one really taught me a lot about that. It's kind of like sink or swim, motherfucker, type of shit. And that's how it's been ever since a little bit more than a year ago when I came into this business. I was just working at basically not even 9 to 5. I was working more hours than 9 to 5 over there at fucking Mountain Fitness, and I had a person that came up to me and saw the opportunity and saw me that I was actually a potential able to be a person better, adding value to people in the market and adding people in memberships. That's true. I didn't realize my potential. Self-belief was not there, bro. Self-confidence, no 100%. I'm still learning to become better, obviously, right? We can't do every day, but that part of me nowhere near exists, and I'm just grateful that it was just a matter of time I met someone like that to open up my eye, because if it wasn't for that person, I think I still would be stuck into the fucking matrix and shit like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
that's what it is, bro. And I think you know, there's this saying my brother used to say, bro, and I keep remembering it even more as we get into it. You know, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Yeah, and the thing, bro,
you know,
I've always wanted to die because I don't want to deal with this pain, but it's not easy like that. There's a reason why you get the pain.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a result after the pain that it's so beautiful. It's so not even tangible. You can't even put anything like a label on it. It's just a relief of connecting to the spirituality and understanding why you are uniquely yourself. You're not like anyone else in this fucking world. That's it, period. That's why you exist, and still to this day.
Yeah. We're all just, and it's funny because you're kind of explaining the journey, right? We're all souls that came into this reality to live our own reality and learn from our own reality to awaken and get to this point. So it's definitely, you know, it's very interesting times because as this awakening happens, it's going to be very interesting what happens next. I think all of us have a little bit of a gut feeling or a presence that something huge is going to happen. Maybe the end of society as we know it, you know, maybe a huge change. I don't know, bro. There's, you know, I follow a lot of people too that I kind of listen to, and there's some that kind of take it a little bit too far, and some that don't, you know, and they try to keep it shallow. But you know, we're, you know, there's this whole, I will say this though, there is truth in the stars. What I mean by that is, just how you're saying, right? Everything is connected, bro. Everything is connected in such a fucking level, bro, that once you start understanding the system of it, you start understanding the messages it gives you and why it's giving you the messages through the systems it has. Like the stars, bro, the way we were born, when we are born, tells us the type of soul we're gonna have and the type of personality we are, you know, all these things, bro. And I do believe that also looking at the stars can also tell us a little bit of the future, I guess you can say. You know, and recently I heard someone, I don't know how true it is, but someone that supposedly is known for being able to read the stars and say the future and all that shit, that is also a meteor coming in the next 2 months or something like that. But that keeps they keep talking about meteors all the fucking time, and they never truly hit, right?
Yeah. So no, I do get exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
The thing that's funny about looking up at the stars, the ones that are always there, but bro, the thing that opened up my eyes the most, and it wasn't even a star, it was a fucking spaceship as well, is when Elon Musk launched the other one. It was, I know he does every launch every other day, but the one that I caught on video, I've never ever experienced anything like that. And it made me realize, like, bro, you don't even know what can happen the next day. If something even similar or worse can happen, and you're over here sitting your ass, you're waking up late, you're getting tired of, you know, why you aren't successful, but look what the fuck you doing, and something like that exists. You could have missed it. Are you serious right now? You know what I mean? And I what I did when I saw that, bro, I called my brother and I was just like, hey, bro, look what the fuck is outside. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna say anything, just go and do it. And he saw it. He's like, what the fuck? I always wanted to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when he said that, I'm like, dude, you're 30 plus. You're telling me you have never ever seen anything like that? Are you serious?
Yeah.
And that just came me to an opening, awakening on my mind, and saying that we are sleeping on ourselves too much. There's so much to know and learn about what we are going through, and not only that, where we are heading and why we are away from our past. Like you said, and I said, we're all connected with our past, the things we're